bird, they always come back to exactly the same spot, year after year after year. And you'll notice we're really close. They're completely ignoring us. We are of no interest whatsoever. They live a long time, 30, 40, 50 years. They pair for life, but they're only together, as far as we know, during the breeding season. They build their nests out of seaweed. Now you may well see birds carrying something. It's not fish. They catch and eat their fish in under 10 seconds. But they're carrying seaweed. They're always pinching each other's seaweed. There's one with seaweed. It's to help build the nest, rebuild the nest. They recognise each other by the sound of their voice. That's why it's so noisy. They come in shouting, hello, it's me, hello, hello, and then they land, and then they'll do this bill fencing. And they're renewing their bonds. So up there, one just landed, and now they're tapping their beaks together. Renewing those bonds. Now, the longer they have been away, the longer they bill fence. And there was a gannet, female gannet was away for 5 weeks. This was down at Bempton Cliffs. And when she came back, they bill fenced for 17 minutes without stopping. Now here, this is very interesting. Here, you can see some gannets with a little bit more black on their feathers. They're juveniles.
The ones on the lower arm?
On this little bit here. Yes. Yes.
So those are
So what happens? The gannets, they're Britain's largest seabird, wingspan of 2 meters, 6 foot, but their egg is really small. Now you see some of smaller birds there. Those are guillemots, the Americans call them murrah. Gannets' eggs are the brown ones, all standing like penguins. The really small ones there. Their eggs, gannets' eggs, are almost the same size as those eggs. So they are very, very small. And that has the effect that when the guga, a gannet chick is a guga, when it hatches, it doesn't have any feathers at all. It's like it's been born too early. You know, we would put it in an incubator. Basically, its incubator is its parent. We don't see the chick at all. I've seen a photo, it almost looks like a baby dragon. It's a blue-black little reptilian-like creature. And it gradually gets white fluffy feathers. And after a week to 10 days, it's this white fluffy little creature with a very dark grey beak. And once it gets a little bit bigger, then it's fascinated. We come round and it's like, oh, what are these guys doing? Oh, I've never seen these before. Oh, you see them peering out at you. They are so cute. But the amazing thing is, when they start to get their flight feathers aren't white. They end up looking completely different from their parents. They're these big, black, speckled birds. And keep looking. Exactly. You will see some. For me, they're the most beautiful. The more black they have on their feathers, the younger they are. So when the juveniles are ready to leave, they are bigger and fatter and heavier than their parents. They're these big, black, speckled birds. If they looked just the same, their parents would just attack them. The gannets are so territorial. You saw how close the nests are. They're basically one neck and one beak away from each other. But if they're not very good at landing, if they land slightly squint and in someone else's territory, this massive fight breaks out immediately. And for that reason, their chicks look completely different. If they look just the same, their parents would just attack them. Jellyfish are very purple. Wow. Very purple jellyfish. Sorry. Yes. If everyone just stays seated, I'll not point out the jellyfish. They incubate their eggs in a really unusual way. They hold their webbed feet around the egg. And then, when the chick starts to peck through the egg, they have to be really careful and move their feet underneath the egg. Otherwise, they crush it. Occasionally that happens with the first chick.
So these are all juveniles?
No, these
Oh,
are
something
all
else?
completely different. These are, if you're American, Murrah, we call them guillemots. They're a member of the auk family, the same family as the puffin, and a very similar size to the puffin. And then up here, with the green larger birds, those are shags. Slightly smaller, slightly slighter than cormorants.
There's a lot of.
Yeah, good question. So basically, the guga, the juveniles, it's 6 weeks incubation, 12 weeks before they're ready to leave. The juveniles don't leave until about the middle of August. The more experienced birds have their eggs earlier. But when they leave, they have about 10 days of paddling around here. They can't fly, they're too fat to fly, too heavy to fly. They have an enforced diet. As you probably know, gannets dive to eat, to catch their fish. If they can't fly, they can't eat, basically. So eventually, they manage to take off, and the juveniles all go right down to the west coast of Africa, at sea. The weather, yeah, it takes them about 2 weeks. They're on their own. They know where they're going, how to fish and what to eat. Gannets aren't fussy, they'll eat anything, but they have to teach themselves how to fish. I think probably the seas are probably calmer down there. It'll be very rich fishing areas. The adults, because they don't want another gannet to steal their spot, they already come in January or February, and they don't leave until the end of October or November. And then the adults, they go different places. Most of the females apparently go down to the Canaries, or the Bay of Biscay, or some go into the Mediterranean, but just not as far. Some even stay around here. In the North Sea, but not on the rock. So it does change colour, and through the dead of winter, it's not nearly as white.